Hi, this is Tisch Aitken, and it is October 24th, 2023. We are now in Scorpio season. The sun entered the fixed water sign of Scorpio yesterday on October 23rd, where it will transit through November 22nd. And Sun in Scorpio is very intense, loves to dig up mysteries, get to the bottom of things, drawn to mysteries. And it's the time of Halloween, the occult, and sometimes metaphysical pursuits, but it can be very emotionally intense. And Mercury, which is the planet of communication, enter the sign of Scorpio on October 22nd, where it's going to tour through November 10th. This can be a time of really getting to the bottom of things. Mercury in Scorpio is very penetrating, very perceptive, and investigative, and really good at uncovering hidden information and doing research, and could be like the detective of the zodiac, having that Mercury in Scorpio and Sun in Scorpio signature. And it is very intense emotionally, so a lot of people are going to feel the drama. And these eclipses, while the first one was very volatile, it was a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, less than a degree from the world point. It occurred at 21 degrees and 9 minutes of Libra. And this set off the Saturn Pluto conjunction of January of 2020 that forever changed the world. And now we have the awful war crisis in the Middle East. And a lot of people in their own lives are dealing with a lot of volatility in partnerships and battles of various sorts and power struggles. And this is a time to fight for love. Libra is about partnering and about love and relationships. Venus rules the sign of Libra, but it's more about love and relationships rather than money and material assets, which it is in Taurus, which is the following eclipse on October 28th. So we're in the middle of eclipses. We're in Scorpio season. Emotions are high because eclipses they can raise your anxiety. They can give you a sense of feeling pressured. Dramatic events and information can get uncovered, or events can occur. This is a time where you want to wait a while, unless something really comes into your life that is an opportunity. There can be very amazing things that can happen with eclipses that come in out of the blue. Then definitely seize it. But if you are planning something that you want to launch, wait till the eclipses subside. And this following eclipse will be upcoming on October 28th, and then wait a few weeks after. I would wait a little bit after that. But, if something comes into your life now where, somebody wants to partner with you or hire you, and, it could be an amazing thing. Fated situations in a very opportune way can occur. But the last eclipse, Pluto squaring the nodes of fate, which it still is doing in the sky, making critical life choices. In that last eclipse, Mars was conjunct the south node of karma. It was a south node eclipse, which means it in some way there's a price to pay with the eclipse. It was setting off the Saturn Pluto conjunction from 2.5, well, almost more than 2.5 years prior. That really was challenging. And Eris, which is Mars' sister, the goddess of discord, was on the north node of karma in Aries, squaring Pluto. So a lot of battle, and we see that on the world front, unfortunately, and in many people's lives, fighting for love, having courage in a very scary time. This upcoming eclipse I will definitely talk more about, but recognize that we're also wrapping up the Saturn retrograde story, because we have the eclipse itself on October 28th. Saturn is now at the first degree of Pisces, at 0 degrees of Pisces. and it stations direct on November 4th. You feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after. And this pronounces the characteristics of Saturn: restrictiveness, responsibility, feeling stuck, feeling pressured, but also could be karmic rewards for things you've been working hard at, could be recognition, could be culmination of what you've been working at, could be more responsibility in a way that you are being acknowledged for. So this eclipse is coming up. I cast the chart for Washington, D.C. I'm going to discuss the chart more, but in the eclipse chart, it has Pisces rising. So Neptune is the modern ruler, Jupiter is the ancient. Neptune is the planet of escapism and confusion and deception. And Neptune is close to the ascendant, exaggerating that sense of being lost that we all feel. Neptune got to 27 degrees of Pisces this year, and that's getting to the final, close to the final degree. But there also is a lot of scorpionic energy in that Pluto is still squaring the nodes of fate, and Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio in modern astrology. Mars, the ancient ruler of Scorpio, is right on the north node of karma in Aries, which it rules in modern astrology. So very Eris's rather. Eris is there, but I don't know why I said Mars, but Eris is Mars' sister. But I know why I'm saying this. Mars is actually conjunct Mercury. And so Mars is in Scorpio, that it does rule in astrology, and that's a big deal. And then Eris on the north node of karma. So we have a very Mars like energy, very scorpionic, domineering type of thing. But it is an opportunity to detoxify negative habits and situations that you may be involved in. People whom you want to keep at a distance, maybe you don't want to eliminate them from your lives. Maybe you do. Maybe it's time to let go of people. I've heard of a few instances of that right now. This is fighting for justice with the eclipse in Libra that recently passed, but again, there could be some challenges with that because there was so much turbulence with that eclipse, and with Mars and Eris very strongly at play in that eclipse, and Pluto squaring the nodes of fate. Again, a lot of power struggles. And in the second eclipse, I think it, to me, also amplifies both the Plutonian energy of people really wanting, again, to dominate, that they're angry, and that they, that energy of combativeness, but also the feeling of lost, of feeling sad with Neptune by the ascendant and in Pisces, that people also really don't totally know what they're doing. And I think that example of that pilot on that airline, I don't know much about him, but it sounds like he was a nice guy. Maybe he lost it the last few years in this time, and obviously had some form of a breakdown, and who knows what he was going through. But it's very sad for his family and for him, obviously terrifying for people on the plane. I mean, I can't imagine, but would this have happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Maybe in some rare instances, but we're hearing about a lot of crazy things a lot more frequently. So we all have to kind of try to keep perspective, and that's where Saturn and Pisces, we're redoing that, where we're trying to build structure in a very lost world where we need to heal together. We need to have compassion for other people, trying to understand what they're going through. I was on a bus yesterday, and the woman was 25 minutes late, and understandably people were upset. It was early in the morning on a Monday morning. People are commuting, but with that said, she took the woman's bag off the bus, and then she told the woman, "I'm not driving you." I didn't hear anything happen really. I was towards the middle back of the bus, bus line outside. I saw her say, "Get in line," to everybody. But maybe she was right. Maybe the woman would have caused trouble, and that would have been very disruptive, and I get it. But also, these are times where people are just over it. I think we're all over it, and I think that is so. I never saw that before, but Yeah, I bet that woman had a good call with the bus line that day. Listen, take care of everybody. Try to fight for things you need to fight for. Try to lay low. If there's something big you need to confront somebody on, you know there's a lot of combative energy. The second eclipse has that scorpionic energy. Mars in Scorpio is like a dog after a bone, conjunct Mercury in Scorpio, getting to the bottom of things, good for doing a lot of work and getting things uncovered, but it could be a little bit, a little harsh in speech and in forms of communication. So being aware of that as well. Okay. And take care.